On July 1st, 2008, UVSC changed to Utah Valley University. Our logo changed, our email changed, our mission changed, our perception in the community changed. But what really changed for the faculty? UVU has a long history of being engaged in the community. It goes back to our early days as a trade tech, a community college, and a state college. Through the 80s and the 90s, as we've grown and added programs, one consistent characteristic of this institution has been faculty engaging students to benefit our local, regional, and global community. To formalize this tradition, in February 2008, UVU began the application process to be designated by the Carnegie Foundation as a community-engaged institution. We've created a new organization to support engaged learning. We have a model supporting the development of people to become stewards of place and masters of a profession. We have many stakeholders who are hoping that this engaged learning emphasis will make this institution expand its contribution to learners in this community. But what will change in the classroom? What will really be different for faculty and students? Consider the following changes. The traditional focus of faculty relationship with colleagues in your discipline will probably change to emphasize a stronger relationship with students in the context of community.
Much of the time we're spent with members of the community and students and the professors all in peer roles, where each of us are working as a member of a team and we are working creatively and professionally to get a project completed.
The primary role of faculty as an expert in the field will grow to include the ability to serve in a community as a change agent, a consultant, or an activist.
We're always looking for opportunities to work in the community with people who are involved in what we're teaching and what we're experiencing in the department. And so we have an association with Sundance where people from the community, a community organization, is using the expertise of our faculty and students to do a theatrical production.
In this new role, faculty will move from being in front of the class to being in the mix with students as a co-learner.
Engaged learning is all about this process of facilitating student learning and standing on the side and using methods that are geared towards enhancing learning on the part of the students rather than saying what I want to say.
For faculty who do research, rather than striving to be a passive measurer, the community-engaged faculty is more likely to favor action research or research on learning.
One of the best examples, I think, is a class I taught for a number of seniors last fall. And I was able to take the experiences of that class right out in the community. And I was able to work with them and really help develop them. And what I really love is to be able to go from just being their teacher to being more of a coach and a change agent.
So for most faculty members, this new engaged learning approach means less show and tell kinds of learning and more double loop learning that involves students in problem solving.
In the entrepreneurship program, we believe that experiential learning is the way to teach entrepreneurship. And so we try and minimize the amount of lecturing, the amount of tests and quizzes and things like that. And so the assignments we give are all experience-based, and they are go and do, return and report.
For some of us, over time, the new engaged learning model may mean our research interests are more likely to be defined by the community rather than just an extension of the academic literature.
I do think for some fields it is shifting more to action research, and probably it would be good for any field. In my specific area of management and human resources, we need more than ever students who have a different level of competency to not just go into an organization and answer the right questions, but they need to be able to answer but then ask the right questions.
So what is changing in the new engaged learning environment? Well, faculty will be more valued for their problem-solving skills and their network within the community. Perhaps we'll begin to see a blur between scholarship and citizenship.
You know, we didn't get the name Ivory Tower for nothing. I think for a long time, traditional pedagogies and methods have kind of allowed people in universities to think that we're unaccountable to the community. We just do our own thing, and that's the best way for science to progress or for knowledge to be built. But I think that model is changing, and I think this is part of a larger paradigm shift in society towards moving away from kind of linear, simplistic explanations of things to more systemic ways of understanding.
Many of these changes are already happening. Most faculty are already engaged. We're all lifelong learners, but we can get better, and we will.